Do you need chemical in order to pressure wash? In today's video, I'm going to take you guys through a bunch of different scenarios, and we're going to kind of take a look at whether or not you need to be using chemical in some situations where you can get away with not using it, and others where it's completely mandatory. So if you're like me, whenever I started my pressure washing business, I didn't really want to use any chemical whatsoever. This is going to be a great guide for you to see which ones you do and which ones you don't need chemical for. Now, if you guys need help mixing your chemicals, be sure to check out Quote IQ. I'll leave it linked in the comment section and the description. In Quote IQ, we actually have a mixing calculator. So if you're not sure what chemicals to use on which areas or how much to use on which areas, all you have to do is download Quote IQ. It'll be in the comment section and the description. Come into the mixing calculator within the resources department. Down here, we're going to give you common ratios for every single surface that you're going to encounter on a job site. And then if you need to get to these ratios, we actually have a calculator to help you get there. So for vinyl siding, for example, it's 1 to 2%. So we'll come in here and we'll say 1.5%. We will then say that the bleach that we have is a 10%. And we have a 5-gallon bucket that we need to mix it in. So we know that we need 4.3 gallons of water and 0.8 gallons of SH. So if you guys struggle with how to mix your chemicals, be sure to check out Quote IQ. It'll be the first link in the comment section and the description, as well as if you're looking to start a pressure washing business, but you're not sure what chemicals to use, how to mix them, how to clean every surface on a residential job site, property protection, how to set up your equipment, check out the How to Wash course. That'll be the second link in the comment section and the description. In that course, you're going to get 6 hours of infield training, everything you need to know in order to start a profitable washing company. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So first and foremost, I want to talk through some of the surfaces that you are not going to need chemical on. So first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit about brick. A lot of the surfaces you guys will notice that you're not going to need chemical on are surfaces that we can't really hurt with pressure. So in the absence of chemical, pressure has to do the job. And so if you're cleaning bricks, it's something that you can, use a ton of pressure on. Now, if it's older bricks, you can damage the mortar. But for the most case, brick is going to be a lot more resilient than other surfaces such as like vinyl siding or, hardy board or all these other sidings that are a little bit softer. You guys will also notice if you're doing any houses that you're going to have this foundation here at the bottom. On the foundation, we just put a ton of pressure on it just because you really want to get it as clean as possible. The foundation is all cement, so it can take it. A house rests on it all the time, so you're in good shape there. So brick, cement, you can use on those surfaces as much pressure as you need. So let's go ahead and move on to the next surface. This is a back patio. This is some type of stone. I'm not sure what type of stone this is. We actually didn't use any chemical on this back patio. As you guys can see, you can usually tell if somebody used chemical by the surface cleaner. Typically, it'll be sudsing up whenever, they're cleaning. Here, we didn't use any. This stone is, like I said, it's a harder material. There's not a lot we can do to damage it. And so in which case we can use higher amounts of pressure. If you're doing any back patios, back patio concrete, if you're doing any kind of stone cleaning like this, even here we have some painted cement. You could use pressure on that as well. Now you just got to be careful. Anytime you're cleaning painted cement, sometimes there can be chips. Pressure can kind of take up some of the paint. So in those instances, kind of want to be careful, maybe use chemical in those instances. But back patio stone is another area in which we can use more so pressure. Now, the third type, and a lot of people get started with this. This is one of the things that I got started with is cleaning driveways. With driveways, you don't have to use any chemical. That was one of the things that I did. I cleaned a ton of driveways, didn't use any chemical. With this one, this is one of the dirtier driveways that we cleaned. And when you're cleaning a dirtier driveway, it helps to use some type of a chemical such as bleach in order to start killing the organic growth on the top of that. And when you don't use it, you may have to run passes in 2 different directions. So as you guys can see here, these are vertical passes. Once we had kind of rinsed this area, we saw that there was still some lines in the concrete. So we hit it in a horizontal pattern in order to kind of mitigate all those lines. So with regards to concrete driveways, you don't necessarily have to use any chemical. In some instances, though, it will still be dirty after you clean it, and in which case you can hit it from an opposite direction. It will take a little bit more time to do this. However, you can usually hit it a lot faster on the cross hit than you can from, on the original hit, which was, that first time taking off a majority of the dirt. So concrete, you can use it on, back patio areas. You can use it stonework. You can use it, and on bricks, you can use high pressure. Now we're going to kind of get into some of the things that you cannot use high pressure on. And the first and foremost one that we're going to be talking about is going to be house washing. So here we have a stucco home. As you guys can see here, the bottom of this stucco house is pretty much black. If you try to put pressure on this, you will not be able to take it off. You can put as much pressure as you want until you start removing the stucco. you're not going to be able to remove these black streaks because that is organic growth that can only be killed using bleach. Also, as you guys can see here, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's kind of small, but towards the outside of this window, there's a hole in the stucco. When you are using a ton of pressure, you do run the risk of creating holes in the stucco, removing paint. It's just not something that you want to do, putting a ton of pressure on these stucco surfaces. So as you guys can see here, we're doing a soft wash treatment on the stucco. Now, another thing with regards to using chemical, you don't have to get up on ladder. So if you were to try to, pressure wash this, you'd have to get on the ladder. You'd have to do the whole thing. Here, we're using the soft wash system, hitting where this window is, the peak on this window, and it's going to make it clean. You guys are going to see here in a second how clean it came. See, this stucco came clean. That upper area by that upper window came clean as well, and it wouldn't have been able to had we not had a soft wash system to apply our chemical. Now, the next one we're going to be taking a look at is a wood fence. As you guys can tell, you could never pressure wash this quickly, but the wood is practically turning in real time, and that is because of, the bleach mixing with the organic growth, killing it, and it's turning it new again. So wood fence cleaning, something that you could technically put a bunch of pressure on to try to clean. It will fur the wood, and it will cause some damage. So I wouldn't do that with wood fence cleaning. Another one here, vinyl siding. A lot of people, I've done this in the past. Whenever I first started my business, I'd put a bunch of pressure on vinyl siding. Yes, it can get it clean. When you're dealing with something as dirty as this house, though, you run the risk of oxidizing the siding, putting too much pressure on it, having it come out uneven, which, as you guys can see in this video, we did a simple soft wash treatment, simple rinse. Everything came out extremely clean. No damage to the vinyl siding. You can also get water behind the vinyl. I've had vinyl pieces pop out because they're not in place properly. Ton of things that can happen. So do not put pressure on vinyl houses. Do not put pressure on stucco houses. Don't put pressure on pretty much any houses that are not brick. The next one is roof cleaning. As you guys know, if you don't know already, you cannot put pressure on a roof. You damage the shingles, you damage the integrity of the roof. Just a bunch of things can go wrong. So with roof cleaning, it's another thing that you're going to need chemical for. It's the only way to clean it. And as you guys can see, chemical reacts with the organics, kills the organics, and you make a ton of money. As we start getting into some of these higher end services, house cleaning, roof cleaning, when you use chemical, you're able to clean them faster. You're able to make more money quicker, and it's just more efficient. So if you guys want to make a ton of money with pressure washing, you really have to kind of adopt chemical and use it. The next circumstance that I want to show you guys is this old building right here. This building would not have been able to come clean if we didn't put bleach on it. And you guys can see in real time this video of the organics being killed and it coming clean. Now, Mike is then going to actually try to apply pressure to a section of this that has no chemical, and you guys are going to see how bad this is going to come out. It leaves streaks in it. It can remove paint. And even with all the pressure that the machine could put out, there's no consistency to it. It just looks terrible. And on the other end of that, you guys got the one that we applied bleach to. It comes out almost as clean as it was whenever it was first painted. Obviously, maybe you'd want to do a couple more treatments on it to kind of kill whatever's remaining, but comes clean with relatively no pressure. This last one was what inspired this video. And in order for you to clean large parking lots like this, you need bleach. And so you guys are going to kind of see here this bleach reacting with the organics in this concrete. This concrete was extremely dirty, first and foremost. Secondly, there was, tens of thousands of square feet of concrete that we did on this commercial job. And if you were trying to clean this much concrete without using anything, it would take a long time. It would not come out as clean. And you guys can imagine trying to do 2 passes on something this big. It just wouldn't really work out. So this is what kind of inspired the video, because I really wanted to share with you guys, if you want to do bigger jobs, you really have got to adopt chemical, and you got to figure out how to mix it. You got to figure out how to apply it, and you got to, just do a good job with it, because you can't do a job of this magnitude without it. And so there's a lot of instances, most instances where you need it, and there's a couple where you don't. So if you guys made it this far in the video, comment down below bleach, and I will hashtag you a real one. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button for me. Check out Quote IQ. Check out How to Wash. And until next time, hustle hard. Get that money, baby. Peace.